Hey guys, Javery here, and today I wanted to do just a quick tutorial on FX busing. If you are not using FX busing, this is something that you need to try out. This is something that's going to help your CPU. It's going to help create kind of an even polish or sheen across your tracks. It's a little bit easier way to apply different effects, multiple effects, and have a lot more finite control over how you are utilizing those effects on any given track. So I've got a project pulled up here, and I'm going to let you listen to this. And what I'm going to be applying this effects bus to today is the vocal track. This is kind of a trip hop track I've been working on. Let's listen to it. Okay, so you can see I've got a dry vocal track right here in Studio One, and what I want to do here is apply an FX bus to this that I can control some reverb, maybe a little bit of sidechaining, maybe a little bit of delay, whatever the case is. I'm going to create a effects bus to work with on here. So what I want to do is go up into my mixer here. Whoops. Go to the mixer, and I can right click on any of these, any of the channels, whatever. I'm going to the vocal channel here, and I'm going to go add FX channel. That's going to create an additional channel, and by default in Studio One, that's going to spit that out way over to the right side of the screen. So once I have that, I can rename that. I'm going to call that Vocal FX. And once I do that, I'm going to look for a reverb that I want. And I'm just going to pull a reverb, a room reverb that's standard with Studio One out into the inserts for that. And now you've got this vocal FX channel. Now I need to tell Studio One that I want the vocal track to go to that FX channel. So I'm going to go all the way back here to my vocal channel, and let's expand this a little bit. I'm going to go into my sends, and you can see I've got a couple here that are empty. By default, you should have nothing, but if we're going to go to this plus sign, and now you're going to see the channel that you just created here, vocal effects. I'm going to click on that. And I can control the amount of this signal that I want to send to there. For now, I'm going to leave that in its default range. And let's go ahead and close the mixer window out, and let's give that a listen. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now, the cool thing about using the FX channel here, or the FX bus, is I can go over here and I can actually use this as kind of a wet dry knob and have a lot more flexibility with how I use this effect, because just as in the same way that you have instrument tracks on here or vocal tracks, and you can come in and you can bring inserts into that, now I can add other effects into this channel. Let's say I want to do a delay. Let's say I want to do some sidechain compression. This is going to allow me to do that and have that channel isolated to be able to treat that as a completely different recorded track almost, if you will. So what I want to show you here, like for instance, is if I move this down, the vocal effects, and replay this, you can hear that's a lot drier. If I move that up, it wettens it up. So it's kind of like the mix knob on your plugins, but this is going to allow you a lot more flexibility. Now, I could also come in here and let's say I've got this piano. If I wanted to, I could come in here and add it to the vocal effects as well. And now all I need to do is have this one instance of the room reverb, and I can apply that to as many or as few tracks as I want to in my studio session. So I'm going to remove this off of there right now. I do want to just show you one more trick with this, and that's going to be sidechaining this. So if we look for a compressor over here, Studio One's standard compressor, I'm just going to drag that in below my room reverb. And what I'm going to do now is go over here and I'm going to go to sidechains on my vocal track, and I'm going to choose my vocal FX insert compressor that I just put in there. We're going to leave the default amount of the send going to that. We're going to come back here, open that up, and let's actually start this from the vocal. And I've got that looping right now. And I'm going to make some adjustments to the different items here on the different variables on my compressor, threshold ratio, etc. And I'm going to try to get a little bit of compression there. But what that's compressing is the reverb signal, not the actual recording of the vocal. So if you're looking for a little bit of a dry vocal that then opens up into having that reverb, this is a beautiful trick for that. So watch this. Gonna mess with this ratio and the threshold. We're gonna see how this sounds. And the knee attack maybe. You can see that I'm getting some compression on that reverb signal. Now you hear that reverb being compressed. You can see that being compressed right there. So what that's doing is that's squashing that down, being sidechained by the vocal input. So when your vocals hit, the reverb is recognizing that and is squashing that reverb signal a little bit, bringing the vocal to the front and ultimately making that a little bit clearer so it's not quite as heavy with the reverb. This is a nice little trick if you're getting problems with mud with using reverb, but this is a beautiful little trick here when you create an FX bus or an FX channel and use that to insert your FX onto. Now typically you don't want to do that with dynamics, so if you've got compressors or EQ, those are going to be input directly as an insert on your channel. So you can see here that I've got this LA2A leveling amplifier on here, or the compressor, and that is directly on the channel. But then in my sends, I've got that going to the vocal bus that I created, in which I'm sidechaining a reverb. So let's listen to that one more time. You can hear that sounds clean. Okay, that's how to use an FX bus or an FX channel inside of Studio One. I hope that helps you out there. Make sure you like and subscribe my channel if you get a chance to, and if this content helps you out. And until next time, take care.